HubSpot's Marketing Studio is a single AI-powered workspace where your marketing team can create assets, manage tasks, and execute on your marketing plans without needing to switch between tools. I'm going to show you how to set it up in today's HubSpot hack. All right, folks, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the HubSpot Hacks newsletter for all the latest and greatest HubSpot tips and tricks. One of the most exciting parts about Marketing Studio is that this can replace a lot of different tools for you. So when I used to create these campaigns years ago when I worked in marketing, I used to use a project management tool to list out everything we need to do, mark them completed. We used to use a flowchart tool to build out all the assets we needed and link them, how they're going to link together. Then we would communicate in Slack, and then we would go into HubSpot and actually execute. Now, all of that stuff, the tasks, the flow charting, the creating of the content is all done in one place. And of course, that's done inside of HubSpot. Before we get started, it's good to know you will need either HubSpot Marketing Hub Professional or Enterprise to access HubSpot's Marketing Studio. Also, at the time of filming, this is currently in private beta, so some things may have changed by the time you're watching this. But without further ado, let's start using HubSpot's Marketing Studio. First things first, as always, you're going to want to log into HubSpot. Once you get into your HubSpot portal, on the left-hand side, you'll want to go to Marketing, and then you'll see your Marketing Studio option here. What's great about the Marketing Studio is it is AI-powered, so if you do need a little bit of help, you can actually scroll down here at the bottom, and you could take a look at some recommended templates to create these assets. I'm going to show you what this looks like here, and then I'm also going to show you what it looks like to create it from scratch. So let's say you are using Marketing Studio to promote an in-person event. They have an in-person event template here. So we'll click to utilize that template. And HubSpot AI is going to fill in the gaps here to tell us a little bit about the campaign. So highly recommend reviewing this, changing this for what you're doing. But this is going to be built based off of your brand kit that hopefully you've already added into HubSpot. So this all looks good to me. I'm going to generate the campaign, and we're going to give this a couple of seconds to populate. All right, our AI tools have ran, and you can see it's making some recommendations for this campaign. Some pretty standard marketing recommendations, if you ask me, of creating a landing page, creating a form, a marketing email, and a blog post, all for this event to help us promote it. And you can see here we have a campaign brief, our goals, some audience information and details, and I can also add any supporting documents or anything if I want to. So you can see the AI tools was a great place to get started. Now it's up to me and my team to go in there and fill in the gaps. But if I want to create one from scratch or just build off of that one, you're going to want to go to Marketing Studio, and at the top right here, you'll see you can create a campaign. It'll ask you a little bit about your campaign here. Again, kind of what I was showing here. You can fill in the blanks that it recommends. You can ask AI to help you prompt, or you can skip this step if it's not important to you right now, and then manually fill in the brief. So say that this campaign is going to be a holiday campaign to increase leads. So we're going to call it a holiday campaign to generate leads. Our audience is going to be C-suite executives and VPs. And the campaign details, that looks good to me. We'll scroll down and click save. All right, we're ready to start adding our assets to our campaign. So over here on the left-hand side, we can click this plus icon here to add assets. And you can see there's really anything underneath the sun that you can think of over here on the left. We have our general marketing tools, parts of our websites, things for our sales teams to do, and then social as well. So the first thing that you probably want to do for any campaign that you're running is get a marketing email out there. So I'm going to click marketing email as my first asset. I can then come in here and click to either use AI to generate that content, click to create new content, which you'll say then will take me to a email builder where I can pick my email template. And when I click create, it'll take me over to actually create that email. Or I can select any pre-made content that I've already thrown together here, like my Marketing Studio email that you see here. So I've added in my first email to this campaign. You can see some work I've done in the background is that this is already scheduled here. And then this this email is probably going to want to direct us to a landing page, which will bring us to the second asset here. So I'm going to add in my landing page to my campaign. And then I'm also going to say on that landing page, I'm most likely going to want a form on it for people to sign up and let us know that we are interested. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to add in some additional content. I've already created my Marketing Studio demo landing page. So I'm going to pop that bad boy in here. So I've got my email, I've got my landing page. Obviously my form is going to be on there, but I'm going to add it to the campaign as well, just so all of my assets are created here on this, in this campaign. So I've got a couple of assets lined up here, and then say I have some additional emails that I want to send. So I can come in here, add in the assets if they don't respond to the first one. So I'll add in another marketing email. I'll add in my content for marketing email 2. I'll save it. And then I'll add in my content here for marketing studio email number 3. So I've got my emails here created, and I mentioned the way that this can function like a flowchart, so you can see how everything's linked together. I'm going to link my marketing email 1 here to marketing email 2. I'm going to link that one then to marketing email 3. And you can see how all these journeys are connected. And of course, if somebody clicks these marketing emails, right, they're then going to be taken to the landing page, where after that, they're hopefully going to convert on the form, where after that, you might want to add in a task for your sales team to make a phone call to them. So I'll zoom out here, where after the phone gets submitted, it creates a task to create a call for your team. So you can see here how I can visualize everything and how this campaign is exactly supposed to run. This is saving me tons of time versus actually building this out in a flowchart and popping back and forth between different places and tools. Another awesome feature is that this can act as a calendar for you. So if I come over here into my campaign overview, so if I zoom in and climb over here to the left, if I click my campaign overview, I can set the dates for when this begins. So say this campaign is going to run from the 10th through the rest of November. I can add those dates in here. And when that's saved, I can actually go to a calendar view. So you can see that this campaign is going to run through these dates. I already have my landing page scheduled, so you can see the date that was scheduled. And I have one of my emails here is set to publish on Saturday the 15th. So as I add in more assets here, I can add them into the calendar, set dates that I want to schedule them, and manage this as a content calendar all from one place. I can also use a table view, so I can see the status of all of the content I'm trying to create. I have everything that's still in draft over here on the left. I've got my marketing email scheduled here, but my forms and my landing page are already live, and they are set to publish. So you can view all of the assets that you're creating and working with, and you can also organize them by asset type and assignee here if you want to narrow down that specific view. So I mentioned that you can also assign these assets and use this as a task management tool. So say I want to come in here to marketing email 1, and I want to create a task to complete setting up this email, and I want to send it to me, and I want this done by the 12th. I can save and create that task. And once that task is assigned to me, you can see over on the right, I kind of cut it off a little bit with my screen recorder. I can go to my tasks area here, and I can see everything that is assigned to me, and I can check things off. I can also come in here and add notes. You can see anyone can come in here, pop this open. I can view and add comments where I'd be able to tag things. So say I wrote the content, I want to come in here and tag a graphic designer, and I want to say this is ready for images. I can comment, tag that to her, and then I can create a task to add images and assign that out to Mary. Another great part of this is actually tracking your budget for these events. This would really come in handy if, for example, this was going to be in person, you had to pay for a booth, you had to pay for flights and hotels and things like that. You can actually track your budget versus your ROI. So we'll climb over here to our campaign overview, and we'll click on our campaign status. So we're going to give this one a campaign. Highly recommend doing that. Should have probably done it in the beginning. So call this our Marketing Studio demo. And we'll give myself as the owner. You can give it a color for how it will appear on our calendars and everything. We'll say that this one is currently in progress. And then we can come in here to give it a budget. So say our budget for this entire event, we'll call it our event budget, is $15,000. Oop, that's an extra zero, which is a huge rounding error. we can save our budget here. And then we can add in different items that we spent money on. So if our booth at the event was $5,000, we can add that here. We can see that leaves us with $10,000 remaining in our budget. We can add in another item. Say we can add in all of our hotels for that week is going to be another $3,000. We can save that here. At the end, you can come in here and add your meals, and you can track how it's actually, how you did with your campaign spend. And then once this campaign's live, you actually have people clicking on your emails, signing up for your forms, going through the sales process, and hopefully becoming customers. You'll actually be able to go into this attribution area here and see how how many contacts were created, how many deals were created, and how your revenue stacked up against your budget for the event. All right, that does it for our HubSpot Marketing Studio demo. I hope that you find as much use out of this tool as I do. I absolutely love using it. It's one of my favorite new HubSpot features. But remember to check out down in the description. We have a link to sign up for our HubSpot hacks. Thanks again so much for watching. Happy HubSpotting.